Hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This, of course, what you're looking at is Minecraft, but I'm not really going to do an entire Let's Play on Minecraft. I do Minecraft off and on. I don't necessarily have a desire to start a new map and just go on. There are tons of people already doing that, and it would just be more of the same. The only thing different would be what my personal style is. And the only thing I want to do is share with you what I've done in Minecraft. Now let me go off and say that I am a huge Dragon Warrior fan, Dragon Quest fan. I was ever since I started playing Dragon Warrior 4. My friend let me borrow his copy, and then I eventually bought it from him. And then I rented Dragon Warrior 3 in the Blockbuster when they actually rented Nintendo games. And eventually I got my hands on all three of them. Actually, it started with Dragon Warrior 1. I got that. I don't remember how I came into possession of that game. I think my dad bought it at a yard sale. But then I had the strategy guide for it, which I lost, and I spent so long trying to find it. I wish I still had it because it's a collector's item. But anyway, enough on that. I want to share with you what I've done in homage to Dragon Warrior. So, really, mostly Dragon Warrior 4, because it's the one that I found the most memorable, even though Dragon Warrior 3 I find to be the most replayable, because of the freedom you have. I'm not discrediting any of the games in general. I just say that I did a homage, sort of, to Dragon Warrior 4 in a little bit, and I want to share that, because I'm part of a server, and the server is going to change maps. We're actually going to start entirely fresh, except for items. Any item you've harvested you can bring over, but then this map will be shut down. Because for 1.8 in Minecraft is Minecraft Adventure, and the map's generating new in that. So they want to really start fresh without all the new concepts. Which is okay, this map's been going on for over a year anyway. But anyway, before it gets shut down, I want to share with what I've done. So, without delay, let's set the tone, shall we? Let's see. There we go. If you can hear that, that'll set the tone. A little bit of little music in the background. I could turn it up a little bit. There we go. Don't know how overpowering that is because I'm actually playing it via a Winamp. But anyway, okay, the inside is furnished with stuff because I have someone who's living with me now. He needed a place to stay, but since the map's gonna be swapped over soon, I said, well, you can just pop in my tavern for a while, and then when we swap over, you can find your own place or whatever. He's like, cool. So he started to furnish the stuff. I said, fine, you can furnish all you care. So anyway, this crap here I didn't build, but that's just the pictures and the small little bit of furniture. But anyway, I wanted my town, my building to almost represent an inside Dragon Warrior town. A compact little area. So when you walk into the tavern, there's no sign out here, but when you walk into the tavern, you turn to your left here, and you see Zen's arms and armor, and you see the little, I tried to do the sword as best I could, and then the little shield. And ask about our fine leather armor, weapons, bows, arrows. And this will be the weapon store. And there's a chest in the back. Well, the chest got too full, so I had to put a second one, but really there was only supposed to be one. But anyway, that's just immaterial. And when you go over around the corner here, look! Welcome to the Wayfarer's Inn. Staying is free of charge. To check in, blah, blah, blah. This is for people on the server who might want to stay at the inn. This idea came to me because in Dragon Warrior 4, when you go into the elf village, I think, this one old human has 4 shops. He's got the House of Healing, he's got the inn, he's got the weapon store, and the item store, and he goes between each counter. And that's what the idea came from. I was like, hey, this could be a combo store. And I didn't have any idea what to do with this area, so really it's just just a portal here. But has some furniture he put up, and some pictures. But anyway, if you want to check in, well, you check in. So, and look, you have rooms, and you have rooms. So if you go up, let's see, look, room 2, room 4, and of course, if you came up the other stairs, you'd come here. And then you have room 1, room 3. And all the rooms are the same. They're identical. You just go up the stairs and... Well, okay, this one's not. This one's missing a bed. That's a bad example. So you walk over here, the House of Glass, yes. Hey, room 3. So let's go up this way. There you go. It's a chest, a small crafting table, a little stove, and a bed. That's basically the rooms for you. And it's just a little inn. It's a little inn room that you could stay at. I tried to make it as reminiscent of like a little inn as I could. Little tiny rooms, because all Dragon Warrior ever has these little guys walking in place, and it's like you just like take a step forward, you know, that's about it. So I have this little inn. There's 4 rooms in the 4 corners, and I just did a house of glass because I figured it would look nice if you walk in and see the sun raging down. It also makes it mob proof. And this was actually supposed to be open right here, in homage to the parts of Dragon Warrior where you could actually jump off buildings and fall and go down as a shortcut. But one time I had cows spawn in my tavern, and they came up here, and I really wanted to take advantage of them, so I fenced this off so they couldn't actually fall off here and escape. Because I had 4 cows and I was just milking them, literally milking them for all the milk they could give me. Because I couldn't resist, and they gave me all these cakes because I had chickens downstairs. It was like a once in a like weekly event. It doesn't even happen that often, once in a month maybe. But anyway, so you keep walking. This chest shouldn't be here, but I couldn't resist making all these cakes, so just ignore this chest, okay? So you walk down further and you look to your right, and oh my god, what is this? This is a jukebox. This is a tavern. This is where you can get a drink. So I put a little bookcase here. That bookcase is actually mine. He put the picture up. And then there's a place where you can sit. There's no real sitting in Minecraft, but you know, when you get down lower, it's like a table. And then you can sit at the bar here. And I look up here, and hey, how about that? Zen's Pub and Eatery. And Deluxe. That Deluxe, with all capitals, actually is not an homage to Dragon Warrior. It's actually an homage to Earthbound, Mother 2. The Deluxe skip sandwich, I think, was all capitalized. But anyway, you can come back here. And this button takes you into the freezer, of course. I have the HUD turned off. And this is actually snow. I actually got a bunch of snow here and put it in. So it's actually like a freezer. And then in the freezer, of course, is most of the food items you can get. And that's just about it. So you push this button, I can get out. I don't have the crosshair open because you guys don't need to see the chat that's going on. And I don't want to give that one little scene was probably enough for you guys to see. I'm trying to respect everybody's privacy here on the server, so I don't want to show anybody's names if I can't help it. Apparently my wolf's getting destroyed. They get stuck in doors sometimes, in walls. But anyway, this was like a self-contained city. A weapon shop, an inn, an eatery, and that's basically all you had in those villages, other than, you know, your own place to sleep. But then I got thinking, well, why don't I do something different? Why don't I actually recreate a city instead? So I did. I decided that I enjoyed the castle town of Endor from Dragon Warrior 4, so I decided to recreate as best I could without recreating the castle, because my house is situated where the castle would have been, and I didn't want to rebuild my house into the castle. I liked my house. But anyway, that idea came after this tavern idea, otherwise I probably would have built the castle as my home. So let's go out here, and okay, this guy's annoying. You need to just fucking chill. Alright, there you go. Just fucking chill. Alright. These automatic doors don't really work when they're doubled. So let's just get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. God, these wolves get annoying sometimes. Stop moving. Alright, God. You get bitch slapped one time, they go ape shit. Alright. Well, let's do something for a moment. There we go. Here's some proper music for us. So we're coming down here, and this is where the castle should be. But I recreated the bridge as best I could, cobble, and then of course these smaller little areas out here, not cobble, brick, is wood, because it was wood. And then there was a little passageway here that would walk around and dead end into trees. Now, I didn't build the trees here, but I'm going to. And there's a little patch of green around the moat, of the castle, so I recreated that with mossy cobble. Now this server is a vanilla server, there's no cheating in the server, so anything you see I actually had to get. So you had to find dungeons for this, had to find clay deposits for that. There's no add item in the server at all, so anything you see is legit. And of course sandstone, because it really looks the same as Dragon Warrior 4's texture for the dirt roads they have. So if you come out of the castle and you turn this way, you'll see the item store over here, and you can walk up and buy some items. Now, of course, in Dragon Warrior, all the flooring in all of the buildings was red cobble. They only have brown, gray cobble in Minecraft, but they have red brick. So I had to brick it because I wanted it to be red. And trust me, this clay was not easy to find. I had to get a lot of trading. A lot of people donated too for this, but no one actually ever saw this build. They were just donating to me for my project. But they're like, "Oh, you got a project going on? I got some clay. You can have it." But most of the time, I traded for it. But anyway, actually I won't say most of the time, but half the time I traded for it, and I found some, and then a lot of people donated. So let's go this way, and trees, okay, the way I did blocks in this is that each 4 blocks is 1 block in Dragon Warrior. Because if it was 1 to 1, it would be really small. So I wanted to give yourself enough room to just sort of stand in the middle of a block, and that'd be a block. So 4 blocks equal 1. That's the ratio here. And so a tree has to have 4 blocks per tree. And of course the canopy on the top overgrows like that, and of course it spawns baddies. So you can hear a zombie in the background, which is totally ruining the effect. There he is. I'll kill him real quick. Well, actually I don't have to. Sunlight will do that. Alright. So if you walk down further, you will see the rich man's house who buys that statuette from you. And I tried to recreate it as best I could. Because I did the 4 to 1 block ratio, a lot of things don't pan up, because as you know over here there were 3 jars. And the jars would be 4. You know, 4 squares. So I could have put a bunch of chests here, chest containers, whatever. I wanted to put the other one here, but they removed the glitch that you could put water down and then stop it with a chest in the 1.72 update. And which was upsetting because I did that a lot in 1.6 and below. I think 1.5 actually I did that a lot. I would link chests in a row, and I hadn't tried it since 1.66. But I tried it here, it didn't work. So this represents the 3 jars. Now, here's something about Dragon Quest IV, and probably the ones before that. The insides are bigger than the outsides of buildings. So even at the idea of the walls would be 2 wide, and I squished that down to 1 wide only. So I saved half a block. And then I saved another half a block on the other side. So that gave me an extra block. That didn't matter, because even with that extra block, the inside still was too small. So you'll see a lot that I overhanged a little bit. See that? I had to extend the upstairs at least 1 more block, because that's the wall. So you get these overhangs, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way the programmers made the inside of the outside of buildings. So I tried as best I could to recreate it as to scale as I could. But I didn't want to change the downstairs at all, because if I extended the downstairs it would interfere with the outside. And since in the Dragon Quest you always get the overhead view anyway, an overhead like this doesn't really interfere with the idea of a walk. So, you know, this is just like an overhang. So the trees, of course, are huge, but they kind of look alright. I don't mind them. So if you walk in here, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to close the doors. And there was, of course, the wash basins that they would walk past. That actually worked out pretty well, because it would be these 2 squares. So I just had these 3 here, and I could actually cobble it up. Because you know how she would walk from here, slowly, each square, to a jar, grab something, and then walk back up. And anyway, the ovens, there were 2 ovens, so of course 4. And then I put cobble here to represent, because the oven would actually be 2 wide. And I didn't really do much with the tables. I didn't really feel like getting that creative with the table right now. I just wanted to throw a table in there. And of course, you can't really sit at it, unfortunately. But that's where the table would go. But of course, these stairs were over here. And let's do the sound effect. Ready? Now we're upstairs. Again, the stairs won't be in exactly the place they were in, but I tried as best I could. And remember the old guy is up here on the bed. He was just sitting here cruising on the bed, and The trees, there's a little glitch in the programming that lets the leaves sort of leak into an area when it's right next to it, and I've destroyed these before and they've grown back. I'm just gonna leave them there. Besides, they give the interior a little bit of class. Anyway, there were double beds here, and of course a bed is supposed to take up 2 squares wide, you know, like this right here, but it doesn't matter. And this were his drawers. So to represent the drawers, I put, of course, this. Because he had actually 3 drawers. So 1, 2, and 3. And of course, there's nothing in them. I didn't put anything in them. But he was just sitting up here wanting the statuette, and you give it to him in Talon, and then I tried. Of course, this isn't exactly the same place it was in, but it's as close as I could get it. And I put the lip on, just so you wouldn't fucking fall off. And you can't jump off most building roofs anyway, so I figured it worked alright. So anyway, let's leave the rich man's house. And let's leave the rich man's house. And let's just... Alright. Well. And we all know what's behind these trees. The hidden weapons store. Oh yes. So we walk behind here. And we'll just sort of maze our way in. And there's the weapons store. How about that? Now, to be as faithful as I could, this is iron. Now, I know the iron double door thing doesn't really work in this game, but this was iron door. So you had to have a key to actually get in and shop. So if you had the key, you'd walk in. Of course, this was all empty space in the game. So anyway, you walk up, and of course, this was empty space in the game. And you walk over here, and more empty space. Of course, there were some seats that I didn't bother putting down here because you can't really put seats anyway. And I could have done what I did at the tavern, but whatever. You go and buy. Now, of course, the only way back through there would be to jump off onto the roof from the higher area. But since this is Minecraft, we can actually jump, so we're cheating. And we go in. Now, go down the stairs here. And what do you know? The 2 hidden chests that you could get goodies out of. But of course, there's no goodies in there. They're empty chests. And you can walk up to the top here, the roof. Of course, the leaves overgrow. I can't do anything about that. But it looked kind of weird. And of course, I got a zombie. But I did actually recreate that hole that you could jump out of. But of course, the leaves are in the way. But I could actually destroy these leaves with no real loss. And you could fall down. Of course, we'll get hurt, but that'll make a difference. There's the shortcut out of the area. Why not, right? So we'll walk this way a little bit more, and we're going to get to the front of town. We will go here to the front. Now, that's something somebody else built. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. And then here's another item store. So you can walk in. Of course, I recreated the size, and there's nothing there. And I know all you guys are interested in the casino. So you walk in through here. I just did this to be different. Nothing's back behind. And the grass. I didn't put cobble here just to be different. I wanted a little bit of variety. So you walk here. Soon to be casino. And here was the bar, you know, that you can never shop at, get drinks at, but, you know, here's a bar. And of course, you know why that looks that way. I'll explain that in a minute. Well, anyway, let's go downstairs and check that out. Well, we need to, actually change the music up a little bit, don't we? Uh-huh. There we go. That's fitting music. And I recreated, there's empty space back here, so it had to be empty space. And this was, of course, orange carpet. I don't know if I should actually be doing commentary or if I should just walk this and you guys can just absorb it. So why don't I just do that for a minute? Of course, the sheep is ignoring me and banging, and I should probably kick its ass and get its wool, but let me just walk the casino. No seats, of course. Actually, there are seats. I actually put benches here. Let's see. I left this open so you could actually go in here. I did not recreate the stairs. There would be no point anyway because you never get to see what's down there anyway. Monsters just pop out of them. But I actually was going to get creative and build a little mini dungeon down there for monsters. But they're adding spikes in 1.8, but this won't be here in 1.8. Anyway. And I put the little lip here so just so you could actually walk up and look into the cage and be like, woohoo! And of course, the slots. Well, the curtains in the casino were light blue and white. So I tried to do light blue, white, light blue, white. It looked kind of stupid, so I just did every other one light blue. And it kind of worked out alright for the curtain. I'm not too disappointed with that. So... and a slot machine. Of course, it doesn't do anything, but it's still fun. Just to pretend. And I put the one in the middle as a different color just to see if it would look nice, because all the slot machines actually were red and yellow, so I alternated but the middle one. And of course the coin cage, you know, and the dead space they had in the game, and the prize cage. Now there are some things back here with the 3 chests. There were chests in the prize cage, and these don't have much in them. Just the stuff I used to sort of hollow this out. And we got a flower and a record. I actually consider putting some valuable stuff down here, but there's no point. You can't do RNG numbers in this game, so... well... we just won the casino! Woohoo! Let's go and save our progress, shall we? Oh wait, first we want to see upstairs. The inn. The actual inn that you can sleep at, so... now it's not really to scale. This should be over a little bit, but I did recreate the wooden floors and the doors. I didn't actually put the tops on these, so it's slightly unfinished, but this was just something fun as a homage. This wasn't, I didn't put any beds in here or any drawers in any of the rooms, and I kind of feel sad about not doing that. And I know probably going to get some comments like, you didn't finish it. I know. Commence the hate mail. I didn't put the beds in or the drawers, so you can go and search, find the minstrel here and hire him out, you know. But oh yeah, but the biggest room is the biggest room, you know. But the dimensions had to be adjusted a little bit, and of course the trees grow in a little bit. Just you have to live with that. So, hi Pooch. Let's just stay on the walk, shall we? Oh, a cow. Let's go buy the Abacus of Virtue into the store right here, which I recreated, even the inside. The stores that actually had an inside that you walked in, I tried to put a roof on. Actually, I put roofs on all the stores, whether they showed no roof or not. I didn't really put enough torches here. But, yeah, let's be that merchant and sell Talon some Abacus of Virtues, you know. And oh yes, now we gotta save our progress because, well, I mean, we just won at the casino. So here we go. Ah, that's better. Sorry for that. I have to do it manually. Okay, let's go to her store. Oh, you what? You want me to pay 3,000 for the Abacus of... it's 1,600 over there, you bitch. Okay, I'll take it. You're hot. But anyway, let's go around to the back, shall we? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't fitting music. Oh, no. Here we go. And, of course, the leaves. And this was the stove. I could have put cobble here, but I decided to leave a brick. The table's a little bit better here. You know, you can sit at it. And here's his 2 cabinets. And his 2 beds. Later, Daddy. Yeah, did you bring back anything? Ha ha ha. Let's molest the kid. I am so terrible. It's an inside joke anyway with my friends. When you hit against the wall, it would always go, and the kid was always on the fucking bed, so it's like, you go, dun, dun, dun. It's like, our daily pedophile. You know, it's whatever. Like, fat, tubby pedophile. Well. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This, again, isn't a perfect representation. It's not that detailed. But then again, none of the towns were really that detailed in Dragon Quest Warrior 4, Dragon Quest 4. And I didn't put the sign here. I regret it. The sign that would have the announcements. I don't have a sign with me. But, oh, I did put a wall around the town. As you can see, a nice tall one. Because it did have a wall around it. So, and I actually did, oh, workbench. I actually did recreate all the trees back here. Or I tried to, as best I could, because you couldn't walk back there. It was all trees. So, and here's the wall. It's all smooth stone, and I baked all that before I built with it. Except this part here. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is all I'm really going to show you guys. My obsidian house. I one time called that ostentatious, but there are people who have built things far better than me. But I will show you the basement, which is where I actually live. If I can get the button right. Yeah. This is actually the back entrance. But I have a mushroom farm here. This is just for your curiosity's sake. And they grow pretty quick now. This is an obsidian machine, in case you're wondering. You, well, I could show you it. I could, and this is all legit, okay? This is, I've had people help me, but none of this is cheated. None of this is ad item, but I'm not bragging with that. What I'm doing is just, you just put it down here, and you use the lava, which is right here. And it comes down. Pistons with the 1.72 and 3 updates have made it possible to do things like this. The lava comes down, it converts the redstone into obsidian, and then you shut the lava off. And then you hit the buttons on the side here to piston the remnants of the lag lava away. I gotta see where the crosshair is, because you gotta be kind of quick with this. Okay, yeah, see? And then you just lag it away like that. And there you go, obsidian. 18 pieces, but I didn't need sticky pistons, but I originally had blocks that would squish it, but it don't matter. And there were more cacti here. There was actually 3 rows before I built that machine. And then there was a tiny obsidian generator of only 8 pieces that you could just dump a bucket of lava on and take the bucket off and put sand on top. But the machine actually does make it a little quicker. And I didn't need a huge farm. I had 18 wheat things here and some sugarcane in the back there, and my chest of stuff. This is my personal stuff. Yeah, I know, a big old bakery and a big old whoa, you know. That's where I sleep, and that's where all the mushrooms go in that corner chest. I don't harvest that much. Well, anyway, this I brought this lava up from the depths of hell. You know, bucket by bucket. I only had 2 buckets to do all this with before I had a lot on the server. I can show you down here if you guys are curious, but this officially is the end of the Dragon Warrior. Nah, actually, I'm not going to show you that. That's not important. My showcase here was my Dragon Warrior build, my homage to Dragon Warrior, and I've done that. So I'm not going to bore you with what I've done down there and stuff. That's not important. And I'm sorry you guys are seeing other people's projects all around here. This was actually out in the boonies before people started moving in next to me, but I thank you guys for watching. I'm not really going to do any more like Minecraft Let's Play or anything, like I said, but that was just my homage, and I hope you enjoyed. So, oh, and I am going to do another Let's Play soon. I just got to figure out which game, and I've lost my perimeter game again, like I told you. So, maybe if I can recover it, I'll keep doing perimeter, because I really want to get all those missions done and show you the story. Trust me, I haven't forgotten. I gotta get it back. But while I do, I might do some little mini things that I like, that are near and dear to me, that are easy to do, and maybe another game that's a little harder to do. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this little homage to Dragon Quest.